My name is Paulus Usong, and I belong to the ATS team, specifically in the storage group. The purpose of this presentation is to show you what the benefits are when you have the zhpf feature enabled. I will show you the performance comparison between when zhpf is active versus when zhpf is not active. Let me start with a brief description of zhpf. zhpf is a ZOS function that improves the I/O data transfer between the CAC and the DS8000. This is a synergy function between ZOS and DS8000. To be able to use this feature, you will need to activate zhpf on both the ZOS system and the DS8000 disk subsystem. To do this analysis, we use the SMF data from all the LPARs that are connected to the DS8000. In this particular study, we have a 1 week SMF data when zhpf is off and a 1 week of data when zhpf is on. The system consists of 5 LPARs located on 3 CACs. There is just one DS8870. This chart shows the CAC to LPAR configuration. We will name the CACs as CAC1, CAC2, and CAC3. CAC1 and CAC2 are ZEC12 and CAC3 is a Z114. All CACs are connected to the DS8870 through Ficon Express 8S channels, usually referred to as FEX8S. All the channels are running at 8 gigabit per second speed. The following chart shows the channels used from each CAC. CAC1 and CAC2 are connected to the DS8870 through an 8-channel path group, in this case chipets 80 through 87. CAC3 is connected to the DS8870 through a 6-channel path group, which are chipets 81, 82, 85, 86, 89, and 8A. Chart number 6 shows the I/O rate by day. The x-axis shows the day of the week and the time, and the y-axis shows the I/O rate per second. The blue line is the I/O rate when zhpf is on, and the red line is the I/O rate when zhpf is off. What I want to show on this chart is that the total I/O workload is about the same comparing the week when zhpf is on and zhpf is off. This is to make sure that we are comparing 2 different weeks with equal I/O workloads. With zhpf on, this chart shows the percent of I/Os that are handled as zhpf I/O. Again, the x-axis shows the day and time, and the y-axis shows the percentage of zhpf I/Os. 70 to 90% of the majority of the I/Os are zhpf executed I/Os. Let us now look at the effect of zhpf on the channel utilization. In the following charts, we will look only at the performance metrics of CAC1. The story for CAC2 and CAC3 are similar to CAC1. At the end, I will summarize the performance for all 3 CACs. This chart shows the average channel utilization of the 8-channel paths on CAC1 that are connected to the DS8870. The top chart shows the average channel utilization when zhpf is not active, and the bottom chart shows the utilization when zhpf is active. The x-axis is the day and time, and the y-axis is the percent channel utilization. Comparing these 2 charts, we can see that there is a significant channel utilization improvement when zhpf is on. This chart may look like a complicated chart. Actually, it is not. I will try to explain this chart step by step. Let us start with the left part of this chart. This is a table where the leftmost column shows the day of the week. The second and third column shows the average channel utilization by day with zhpf off and zhpf on. So, if we look at the second row, which is the Monday data, we see that the average channel utilization with zhpf off is about 11%, and with zhpf on, it improves to about 5%. The delta between these two numbers is about 6%. If we calculate this delta in terms of percentage channel utilization improvement, we divide the 6% improvement by the original channel utilization of 11%, and we will come up with 53%. So the last column here is the percentage delta improvement. The last row shows the summary for the week. It shows that on average, the channel utilization improves by 59%. The chart on the right side is a graphical illustration of the table chart on the left. The x-axis is the day of the week. The left y-axis is the percent channel utilization. Here, the percent channel utilization for the zhpf off is shown as a blue bar, and the zhpf on is shown as a red bar. The right y-axis is the delta percentage and is shown on the chart as a green line. Now, let's look at the response time component. Chart 12 shows the average response time of the DS8870 on CAC1. The x-axis is the day and time, and the y-axis is the response time in milliseconds. The top chart is for zhpf off, and the bottom chart is for zhpf on. Just looking at this chart, it may seem like that there is no improvement in the response time. Let us look in more detail on the next chart. This is the summary of the response time by day. Here, the left chart again shows the table chart with the leftmost column showing the day of the week. The second and third column shows the average response time by day with zhpf off and zhpf on. So if we look at the second row, which is the Monday data, we see that the average response time with zhpf off is 0.54 milliseconds, and with zhpf on, it improves to 0.47 milliseconds. The delta between these two numbers is 0.07 milliseconds. In terms of percentage response time improvement, this is a 12% response time reduction. The last row shows the summary for the week. It shows that on average, the response time is reduced by 19%. This may not look as significant compared to the 59% channel utilization improvement. But please note that here we are dealing with a sub-millisecond response time. So a 19% improvement is still a very decent accomplishment by zhpf. The chart on the right side is a graphical illustration of the table chart on the left. The x-axis is the day of the week. The left y-axis is the response time in milliseconds. Here, the response time for the zhpf off is shown as a blue bar, and the zhpf on is shown as a red bar. The right y-axis is the percentage delta and is shown on the chart as a green line. This is the summary chart showing the performance metrics for the three CACs. It is a summary for the week. As I have shown before, on CAC1, the channel utilization improves by 59% and the response time improves by 19%. For CAC2, the numbers are 63% and 9%, and for CAC3, it is 63% and 16%. This is the last chart, the conclusion chart. As we have seen from the previous chart, we can conclude that activating zhpf will provide benefits to the overall performance. In this case, there are performance improvements in both the channel utilization and the disk subsystem response time. Thank you for watching this presentation.